I hate small talk with a burning passion. It makes me feel awkward and anxious. It feels forced and fake. It's boring and pointless. And why is it that it's just frowned upon to not have it? Why are we forcing each other to just say, "Hi, how are you? Good, how are you?" No, nobody cares. I want to talk to you guys about why I hate small talk so much. Those were just some of the first couple of things that I could think of, but there are so many other reasons why I hate it. But before we get into this craziness, I've just worked myself up for no reason. I just wanted to welcome those of you who are new. My name is Bridget, and I'm a mindset and confidence coach for introverted women. I also have a free Facebook group, which I'm going to link down below, as well as links to some of my other creative works, and those will all be in the description. Don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful or useful. Comment below what you want to see more from me, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. So let's get into the video. Okay, starting off at the top. Small talk makes me feel awkward and anxious. I am an introvert, and if you're also an introvert, we are always in our heads. We're always overthinking, which is like my favorite quality about myself. When I'm having small talk with someone and we're just asking each other about our day, or like, how's work, what are you up to these days, yada yada yada, it makes me feel uncomfortable, and that triggers my anxiety. And when I get in my head about how awkward I sound or how awkward this conversation is going, and it triggers that anxiety, then I just feel more awkward. And it's just this loop of awkward anxiety, and one of the many reasons why I hate it. You know that neither of you want to be in this conversation, and both of you are just there because it's the polite thing to do. You're having this conversation and there's really no point to it, but you kind of have to do it. You also don't know when the conversation is going to end, which for me, that's another anxiety triggering thing. Like, how long am I going to have to be here? I'm very impatient, and when I don't know something, it really drives me insane. Also, if I'm in a situation where I'm in a hurry and I'm in a conversation with somebody, I'm partaking in small talk, I will continue to have that conversation no matter how late it's going to make me. Because either way, it won't work out in my favor, right? If I stay in that conversation, I'm going to be late. But if I don't have that conversation, I'm going to look like, you know what? So it's just a lose-lose for me. Second reason I hate small talk is because it feels forced and it feels fake. And I know this is going to be like a really cliche thing to say, but I am not a fake person. I don't like being fake. I don't like being forced to have to do something. And when I know I sound fake and when I know the conversation is forced, which is most of the time with small talk, I do get more awkward. And I don't even know what to say. Like, I'm overwhelmed, I'm confused, I just look like a freak. I don't even know how to act when I have to fake something. So all these videos are super realistic because otherwise it would just sound really bad, which is, some of my videos, but sometimes we have to be a little fake for the internet. But anyways, yeah, I just don't like being a fake person. I don't like to have to do something, which we're going to get into later about the whole reason we are all forced to partake in small talk. If I had the time to actually talk to someone and get to know them, I totally would, right? It's not like I'm this that just, doesn't like talking to people and would rather stay in their bubble, although my bubble is really fun and I love my bubble. I do want to get to know people. I am definitely open to meeting new people, but I don't want to put on that fake facade in front of a new person or even in front of an acquaintance. I would rather take the time and have an actual conversation where we can be honest with each other. Because 99% of the time when someone asks me, how are you? And I say I'm good, I'm not good. I'm lying, right? That's not an honest answer to the question. Like, when are we ever really good? What even is good? If I were honest with you, I'd probably say, well, I'm really stressed out. I have a lot of things to get done, and I was procrastinating on a lot of those things, and I didn't get any of them done, so I'm really, really stressed out. Or, hey, like my car just broke down today. I'm not in a good mood. I don't really want to talk to you. I don't even want to look at you. I'm just not having a good day. Or, really anything bad that happened in that day or that you're thinking about or anything. That would be an honest conversation to have. But then if you actually heard that from somebody, you wouldn't really want to have that conversation. You'd just be like, okay, well, it was nice talking to you, right? Like, no one wants to have that conversation. But I think those conversations bring us closeness. Those conversations are what are actually going to drive us to make better longer lasting relationships and have better relationships with the people in our lives. Third reason I hate small talk is that it's super boring. And like I said, I am a very impatient person. So when I'm partaking in small talk, I think it's very obvious that I don't want to be there. I don't want to have that conversation. It's very obvious that I'm very tense and definitely not relaxed. And it makes me angry. It makes me angry when I'm impatient. And I don't like being angry, right? Who likes being angry? Again, I'd rather have an actual conversation where we have the time to both sit down and be honest with each other. A great opportunity, like this is the first thing that just popped into my head, like say if you were on public transportation, you're on a train ride, you're on a plane ride or a bus or wherever the heck you are, you're walking down the street and you're doing something that doesn't require your attention to be somewhere else. That's a great time to have an honest conversation. And it's sometimes the best conversations that we have. Right, I was in an Uber the other day, and sometimes when I get in Uber, I set this expectation where I feel like both of us know we're not going to talk. We might have that awkward conversation in the beginning of it, like, hi, how are you? I'm good, how are you? But it surprises me when there are those moments when it's not just about small talk, and we bring up something that could potentially make the other person uncomfortable, or it could potentially open up a lot of doors. And then we have a really great conversation. There have been some Uber rides I have gotten out of, or some plane rides I've gotten off of, where it was just a really great conversation. It wasn't about what do you do, where do you work, who do you know, all the stupid things that we always talk about. It was about, where I just was, or what music I'm listening to, or something cool that's happening in my life. I'd rather have that conversation. The fourth and final reason I hate small talk is because it's required. Why is it required? Why is it mandatory that we have those pointless conversations where we ask each other things that we don't really care about one another? I don't really care how your day was if I don't know you. Like if I'm checking out at the grocery store, or if I'm answering the door and you're my delivery person, that's the first thing that we do when we greet somebody. Like, I don't care. I don't. But it's impolite not to care. It's impolite to not ask that question. And so that's something that kind of bothers me about small talk in general. Why are we having these forced conversations? Why are we making talking to people something that we don't want to do? I'd say like the majority of people, at least introverts, hate small talk. And yet we do it. It makes us hate it even more because it's required, because it's mandatory, because it's just the right thing to do. Well, sometimes the right thing to do isn't always the right thing to do. Yeah. So that's why I hate small talk, and I had to make a video on this because it's been something that's been on my mind recently. It's been something I've been researching and just trying to understand the concept of why the heck we as humans do this so frequently, and I don't know, I still hate it. But let me know in the comments why you guys hate small talk. I'd love to hear your funny stories and weird encounters with people you've met or people you know. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed and found it useful as always, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Oops, wrong way.